So, how has your day been? How was work? Sounds productive. And mine was good. Cheryl's just quite annoying with her opinions. It's quite obviously she isn't thrilled about me working in her branch anymore. But that's what happens when you catch her doing something kind of illegal. I'm surprised they haven't quite fired her yet, but I think they'll go the quiet route. Thank you, baby. How's your family? Have you heard from them lately? It seems like it's the same as always with them, huh? And how are mine? Well, see, Jordan has been a little bit of a pain to Mom and Dad. He's insistent on not going to that university that he's got so many scholarships for. I know, it's crazy, right? He doesn't like the fact that it's far away. We told him that we'd visit him as many times as we could, but he's just incessant on staying here. At least going to a closer college. Well, yeah, he has plenty of scholarships and universities to pick from. But that one out of state is way more prosperous, I suppose, in students with that major. I guess you're right. He definitely does value family. But still, it's an opportunity. I don't know. It's not like we can force him. I'm sure he'll be fine either way. You're right. So, this weather we're having... I'm sorry. I can't help but chuckle. I mean, all we've been doing since we got here, this garden, the fountain, just have been having small talk. Well, 2 minutes long is long enough. We usually talk about things that interest us, new findings about social interactions, sometimes psychology, artwork, things we found on Google. But darling, small talk, this isn't like you. So, I'll bite. What's going on? Oh, come on. Don't nothing me. I know this place well enough. We always come to this garden and this particular fountain when you have something on your mind, stressed out, or when you want to break some news to me, like how bad my cooking was last night. I know it was once and weeks ago, but still, I remember it very well. True, my dinner that night was way better. But anyway, that's banking outside of the situation. Come on, back on track, back on subject, baby. You can tell me anything, you know that. I know work, life, it's been getting a little stressful lately. You told me some things, but I feel like you're not telling me everything quite yet. Maybe you don't want to worry me. I don't know. But as you know, I always say, if you don't tell me things, I'll worry even more. And I'm sure you don't want that. I don't want it either. So, tell me what's been stressing you out. Well, I know it's something stressful because you barely sleep, you barely eat, and sometimes you get a little cranky, but you've gotten better at it. However, I have noticed around the house you've been a little more slow, unmotivated. Unmotivated, yes. And it's not like it's a horrible thing. I understand work can be exhausting, but not this exhausting, you know? So, what's causing you all the stress? If I can, I'll help you, you know? Just need to tell me. Well, that's really getting to you, isn't it? I'm sorry, honey. I wish I could take it away, but I always say that. What do you think you're going to do? How do you feel about the situation? Are you sure that's a good idea? Well, I say that because, well, I can think of at least 2 other ways to deal with it, to solve the problems, and to really not be as aggressive in a way. You have a less chance of upsetting people to the degree that you feel it's going to, to that degree. I know. Sometimes it's hard to think straight. But when tough situations come about and you need to deal with it, handle it, sometimes reacting isn't the best option. Instead, you need to do something that my mom always says, is respond. Respond to situations, especially bad ones. Don't react. Of course there's a difference, darling. Think about it. A reaction is something that happens in the moment, right after something happens first. Cause, effect, but it's instantaneous. However, responding to something takes a little more thought, takes a little more time, but you tend to yield better results if you take a moment and think. I know it can sound a little confusing sometimes, but if you think about it, it sort of makes sense. I know I can't really solve all your problems as much as I wish I could. However, I know you're smart. You're more than capable of handling these things. I'm just here for support and to give you a little advice here and there. As my mom says, respond, don't react. Gives you more time, gives you more patience, and as I said, generally, you have a better chance of a positive outcome rather than negative. She does also call it the mature thing to do. Although, not everyone's going to feel that way. That's true. Not everyone will. But, well, at least that one small percentage will understand the importance of taking a moment when it comes to thinking about things. I mean, they want a good response anyway, not an instantaneous reaction that might backfire. Of course. I mean, I would think it applies to anything else, be it a struggle in life, a friend's issue, fighting with your friend, you know, whenever there's struggles and friendships go a little haywire, people tend to say some really hostile things that they tend to regret afterwards. They say they don't, and that they mean every bit of it at the time, but, well, you can just kind of tell that they feel a little bad. If they didn't, they would have said anything anyway. I do have a point. Thank you, baby. But just like that, whenever fights happen, you can't let that frustration and that anger that they're giving you, well, bounce back to them through hurtful words that might end up ruining a friendship or any type of relationship altogether. It's just not worth it. Respond, don't react. You're going to be fine, darling. And I know that you'll be able to come up with the solution necessary for this issue that's going on. Of course. I have complete faith in you. I love you so much, honey. I really do. You've shown to me that you can be, well, that most of the time, about 99.9% of the time, you are very mature. You know what you're doing. You carry yourself very nicely. There is just that one tiny percent every once in a while that things get tough and you don't always know how to respond. That's okay. I love you all the same, and I'll always be here for you to help walk you through things, to be there for support, to celebrate you when things go great, to hold you and comfort you when things go not so great, to encourage you, support you, joke around with you, and just enjoy life together. I mean, that's what I, as a girlfriend, said that I would do. And that's what I promised I would do ever since that first time you asked me on a date 5 years ago. A little over 5 years. Yeah, it really has been that long. And I couldn't be happier. You've been there for me. I'll always be here for you. Anytime, baby. I love you so much. You're never alone in this, okay? Do you feel better now? Good. Well, if you're ready, you can go home. I'll make us some delicious dinner.